is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation.
(8:45). This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. The news edited by J. Yogaraj, read by Sounditavam. Farmers to be given sufficient amounts of MOP and urea fertilizer. Electricity prices are due to be reviewed and revised in July this year. The Ministry of Aviation and Ports plans to develop the Hingurakoda Airport as an international civil airport. Minister Bandalu Gunawardena emphasizes the importance of maintaining a people-friendly media freedom in the country. Litro slashes LP gas cylinder prices. The Examinations Department says adequate applications received for the 2022 A-level paper marking for 52 subjects. In news overseas, Russia says Ukraine tried to kill Putin with drone attack on Kremlin. And in sports, Cristiano Ronaldo becomes world's highest paid athlete. The Ministry of Agriculture has decided to provide opportunities to the farmers to purchase Bunti fertilizer for the 2023 Yalla season cultivation purposes. The Ministry of Agriculture has decided to provide sufficient amounts of muriate of potash MOP fertilizer and urea fertilizer to farmers. The decision has been arrived at today under the program to provide fertilizers to farmers for paddy cultivation. The ministry further said arrangements are being made to provide the fertilizer subsidies given to the government to all farmers as decided earlier. Accordingly, the farmers will be provided with a subsidy of 20,000 rupees per hectare and 40,000 rupees for 2 hectares to purchase fertilizer. Therefore, the purchase of urea fertilizer can be done at the discretion of the farmers in the Yalla season this year, the ministry added. The Minister of Power and Energy, Kanchana Wijesekara, has stated electricity prices are due to be reviewed and revised in July this year. Accordingly, the minister noted that electricity prices will be revised in line with the government policy and cabinet decisions taken in 2022 in a bid to implement a cost-reflective pricing mechanism. He further noted that it was decided to review and revise electricity prices biannually in January and July of every year. Litro Gas Lanka, one of the country's 2 leading suppliers of domestic liquefied petroleum LP gas, has decided to slash the prices of its products. The price reduction made as per the pricing formula will be effective from midnight today, according to Litro Chairman and CEO Mudita Piris. The revised prices are as follows. 12.5 kilogram cylinder, 3,638 rupees, reduced by 100 rupees. 5 kilogram cylinder, 1,462 rupees, reduced by 40 rupees. A 2.3 kilogram cylinder, 681 rupees, reduced by 19 rupees. Meanwhile, Loves Gas PLC, the other leading LP gas supplier in the country, says the prices of its products remain unchanged despite the price hike in the global market. In a statement, the company said the prices of LP gas went up in the global market due to several factors, including the rising demand for energy, supply chain disruptions, and geopolitical tensions. These factors have resulted in a sharp increase in the cost of production and the logistics of LP gas, which has impacted the prices of LP gas across the world, Loves Gas PLC said further. This news broadcast comes to you from the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation.
Sri Lanka Insurance, like a father, like a mother.
The Examinations Department has received adequate applications for evaluating answer scripts of 52 subjects of the 2022 GCE Advanced Level Exam. Meanwhile, the Commissioner General of Examinations said the deadline for accepting the applications for 11 other subjects has been extended until midnight tomorrow. The evaluation of answer scripts was delayed by at least 2 months due to the trade union action launched by the Federation of University Teachers Association in protest of the new tax policy. They are urging the government to scrap the recently imposed excessive taxes. The Ministry of Aviation and Ports plans to develop the Hingurakkota Airport as an international civil airport. As of this date, the airport's administration and operations are conducted by the Sri Lanka Air Force. Minister Nimal Siripala de Silva pointed out that Polonnaruwa, Anuradhapura, Sigiriya and Dambulla could be developed as tourist attractions with the support of the Hingurakkota Airport. The minister made these comments at a discussion held at the Ministry Auditorium today. With that, we conclude local news.
Virtual Claim Assistance. Sri Lanka Insurance Motor Plus launched its newest value-added service, Virtual Claim Assistance, which allows customers to have their vehicle inspected and assessed remotely by a qualified inspector after an incident. This service eliminates the need for customers to attend physical inspection and assures that their work is properly assessed, giving customers peace of mind. Sri Lanka Insurance Motor Plus, the best from Sri Lanka Insurance.
The main news story is brought to you by Siddhalepa Vedamahatmya.
Minister Bandula Gunawardena emphasized the importance of maintaining a people-friendly media freedom in the country. The minister made these comments at the Government Information Department. The minister expressed these views to mark World Press Freedom Day. The minister further said, a meaningful media freedom will protect the freedom of expression rights of any society. In the meantime, press freedom will also assure human rights and a healthy media culture in the country. The minister made these comments at the Cabinet media briefing held at the Government Information Department today. The government has given the freedom to the journalists to express their views in electric, print and social media as well. The journalists also should understand their social responsibilities when releasing news of different sectors, and came to you in the main news story.
The main news story was brought to you by Siddhalepa Vedamahatmya.
On to Watchlight, over 30,000 dengue cases have been reported over the last 4 months of 2023, the Sri Lanka Medical Association SLMA warned. Accordingly, the SLMA stated that while over 30,000 dengue cases have been reported for this year alone, almost 50% of these cases were reported from the Colombo and Gampaha districts of the Western Province. Concerns in this regard have been raised within the Kalutara and Patiklo districts as well. Data gathered by the Sri Lanka Medical Association also revealed that during the relevant time period, 15 persons had died of the mosquito-borne virus. Speaking on the recent surge in the number of dengue patients being reported, the Sri Lanka Medical Association Assistant Secretary Dr. Lahiru Kodituaku raised concerns that an epidemic could break out if the situation is not controlled or contained properly, as the number of cases are only going to increase owing to the inclement weather, and came to you in Watchlight. On to a bulletin of world news making headlines tonight. Russia says Ukraine tried to kill Putin with drone attack on the Kremlin. Huge police operation after Serbia's school attack. And Myanmar extends zero tariffs on battery electric vehicles to March 2024. Russia says it downed 2 drones that targeted the Kremlin in Moscow last night and accused Ukraine of attempting to kill President Vladimir Putin. Unverified footage on social media appeared to show an object flying over the Kremlin before a small explosion. Ukraine said it had nothing to do with the drone strike. Russia said the drones were disabled using electronic radar assets. Mr. Putin's spokesman said he was not in the Kremlin at the time. In a statement, the Kremlin said, quote, last night the Kyiv regime attempted to carry out a strike on the Kremlin residence of the President of the Russian Federation with unmanned aerial vehicles, unquote. At least 8 students and a security guard are dead after shooting at a school in Serbia's capital, Belgrade. Another 6 pupils and a teacher were injured in the attack and have been taken to hospital, the Interior Ministry said in a statement. The police arrested a 14-year-old student at the Vladislav Ribnikar school in central Belgrade in connection with today's attack. The education minister said that it is the first shooting of its kind in Serbia. The suspect is alleged to have used his father's gun, and an investigation into the motives behind the incident is underway. Myanmar has decided to extend zero tariffs on battery electric vehicles for 1 year until March 31st, 2024. The zero tariff treatment on the BEVs, first imposed in November last year, expired on March 31st. The Ministry of Planning and Finance said that it has reduced the tariffs on electric vehicles, related items and spare parts to 0% with approvals from the government. It aims to encourage electric vehicle use in the country and develop the electric vehicles industry and related businesses, it said. Back to the headlines of the world news. Russia says Ukraine tried to kill Putin with drone attack on the Kremlin. Huge police operation after Serbia's school attack. And Myanmar extends zero tariffs on battery electric vehicles to March 2024. That concludes this bulletin of world news.
Development news.
Emirates has pledged its renewed support to promoting tourism in Sri Lanka through a memorandum of understanding signed with the Sri Lanka Tourism Promotion Bureau. The agreement outlines a host of initiatives designed to promote the nation's tourism and trade industries and comes as part of the airline's long-standing commitment to Sri Lanka spanning 37 years. Signalling the deepening of a strategic cooperation between Emirates and Sri Lanka tourism, forged in 2022, the new MOU details joint initiatives and opportunities for collaboration that will enhance each other's parties' marketing and promotional efforts to attract travellers to the South Asian island. That's development news, and we now take a look at sports news. Cristiano Ronaldo has become the world's highest-paid athlete for the first time since 2017, following his move to Saudi Arabian side Al Nassr. Forbes report the 38-year-old Portugal forward earned $136 million over the past 12 months. His contract with Al Nassr is reportedly worth more than €200 million per year. And that came to you in soccer news. In sports, we take a look at business news next.
Go ekak thiyana youth eකට life එකේ change එකට නියමෙට set වෙන්න ඇස් වහගෙන දැකපු වීන හැබැ කරන්න youth එකට නියමෙට set වෙන්න friendship එක මෙන්න.
The all-new NSB Ithru account, NSB IAM, a plan for your dream.
Business news. Sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
Sri Lanka's first organic Sa banana harvest is to be exported to the Dubai market in the next few days. The harvesting of Sa bananas of the Jaffna Sa banana project, which has been promoted as an organic crop, and processing activities were begun today. Arrangements have been made to export 25,000 kilograms of organic Sa bananas from Jaffna to the Dubai market each week. Sri Lanka exports 12,500 kilograms of Sa bananas from the Rajangania Sa banana project to the Dubai market every Saturday. That's business news. Economic news up next.
Business news. Sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
Go ekak thiyana youth එකට life එකේ change එකට නියමෙට set වෙන්න ඇස් වහගෙන දැකපු වීන හැබැ කරන්න youth එකට නියමෙට set වෙන්න friendship එක මෙන්න.
The all-new NSB Ithru account, NSB IAM, a plan for your dream.
Economic news, courtesy of...
For the 5th consecutive year, LOLC is awarded People's Financial Services Brand of the Year at the 2022 Slim Kantar People's Awards. As the People's Financial Services Brand of the Year, LOLC continues to place the customer first. And this has won the hearts, minds and trust of Sri Lankans, with yet another prestigious award as proof of this lasting commitment. LOLC. Imagine the possibilities.
The Asian Development Bank will continue to maintain a close cooperation with the IMF, World Bank and other partners with regard to Sri Lanka. The ADB team in Sri Lanka is intensifying its support to the government's reform agenda, including renewable energy, and preparing a budgetary support program by coordinating with the IMF in preparing a special policy-based loan up to $350 million and preparing policy-based loans and providing advisory support to advance reforms in finance, including the banking, power, trade and investment, agriculture, tourism, urban development and water. ADB President Masatsugu Asakawa said at the opening press conference of its annual sessions here yesterday. That's economic news.
LOLC Finance is taking the power of innovation to the next level, winning 5 goals at the Technovation Awards 2022, leading the digital revolution with cutting-edge interbanking digital payments. LOLC Finance claims the overall Gold Award whilst also claiming an extraordinary victory in digital banking.
Weather report.
The Met Department says showers or thundershowers will occur over most parts of the island. Showers will occur in the coastal areas of the Western Province and in Galle, Matara, Jaffna, Kilinochchi, Mana and the Puttalam districts during the morning too. Fairly heavy showers of about 75 millimeters are likely at some places in the eastern, Uva and northern provinces and in the Polonnaruwa district. This weather report was published this evening at 7:30 p.m. Further details could be obtained by visiting the official website of the department. To conclude this bulletin of news, a recap of the headlines. Farmers to be given sufficient amounts of MOP and urea fertilizer. Electricity prices are due to be reviewed and revised in July this year. The Ministry of Aviation and Ports plans to develop the Hingurakoda Airport as an international civil airport. Minister Bandalu Gunawardena emphasizes the importance of maintaining a people-friendly media freedom in the country. Litro slashes LP gas cylinder prices. The Examinations Department says a decode applications received for the 2022 A-level paper marking for 52 subjects. Russia says Ukraine tried to kill Putin with drone attack on the Kremlin. And Cristiano Ronaldo becomes the world's highest paid athlete. That concludes tonight's news broadcast.